But if you put some Steve Miller in it, it could be alright.
Hello, and welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John.
Cobra.
Ben.
Today, we're talking about Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn.
Check us out on Facebook. Just type in Just Another Horror Podcast.
Facebook.com/horrorcastings.
Check us on Twitter. Just type in Just Another Horror Podcast.
Watch old reviews. Oh, email the show horrorcastings@gmail.com. So, give me the synopsis.
We love to hear from fans.
Yeah.
What happened? Cody, where are you at? First and foremost.
He died. I'm kidding. I
We
don't know
think
where he
that
is.
he may have got stabbed on his train.
Ooh, that's possible. Trains are dangerous.
They are dangerous.
Ben?
Stabbings happen all the time, Ben.
Do
you
I
got stats for that? Stabbings last year?
No, I'd rather get shot than stabbed.
I would too. Give me in the face.
Yeah.
You went shot in the face?
No, I just want shot.
I want the
Wait,
bullet to kill me
do you
immediately.
know the outcome? Or
Well-
is this just like you could get stabbed and die, or maybe you live, or you could get shot and die and maybe you live? Do I
Well,
grab an
yeah,
option for
both.
that?
Like, I just would rather, like, a bullet's just right, you know. A knife just coming, ugh. Awful.
Yeah, but
I'm queasy when it comes to
but
that.
you gotta think about a bullet. Most of the time it goes through you. Does it?
You can get
No,
lodged
probably
sometimes.
It can get lodged. You can spur. There's so many different scenarios. Like I wouldn't want a bullet to like hit me in the clavicle
what's the
and
worst-
then like shatter all
What's the
through
worst
my
way to
chest.
die?
Drowning, fire.
Yes, drowning. Suffocation.
I think,
I
yeah,
feel
something like something. Like, imagine somebody putting a pillow on your fucking
Yeah,
face.
and you're just like
horrible. Yeah, like the Motel Hell.
No, I get like, I have,
Yeah.
it's the dreams of not being able to breathe by just like suffocating. Like it's. Does anyone
Speaking
else
of
have
that-
these dreams? Anybody?
This movie has that. Ash hits a tree and falls into a puddle.
Oh,
If you
in there for a
passed
while.
out in a puddle, you
Yeah.
would be dead. The first air you take in is going into your lungs, and then the next three would probably kill you.
Ben, synopsis. We'll get to that.
All right, I might need help at the end of this. This is a little more convoluted than the first one.
Okay.
I got Ash and his girlfriend Linda take a romantic vacation, or for our British friends, take a romantic holiday to an abandoned cabin in the woods. Ash plays a tape recording and recites passages from the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. The recording unleashes an evil force, turning Linda into a deadite. I think Ash gets turned too. He gets possessed in this one. Ash decapitates Linda and buries her beside the cabin. Evil in the woods tries to possess Ash, but Ash returns to normal at daybreak. He does that a couple times.
Twice, yeah.
The founder of the book, archaeologist, I can't remember what his name is.
Old man guy.
Yeah, but his daughter tries to return to the cabin with new pages from the Necronomicon.
She has new pages.
Newfound pages, yeah.
You gotta say Necronomicon. You're driving me nuts with Necrocomicon.
Who says Necronomicon?
You did twice.
Did I?
I didn't hear you.
I thought
It
I
was
said Necrocomic.
you probably did.
Now you have it in my... What? Necronomicon. That's it. Anyways, the
I
archaeologist's
didn't hear him.
daughter and her
Her
sweet
bow.
blonde-haired haircutted boyfriend, that's a sweet haircut he has, try to return to the cabin, but the bridge is out to get to the cabin. So they enlist the help of redneck Gary Sinise with his
Missing teeth.
with his girlfriend
Bobby Joe.
Bobby Joe.
First of all, Bobby Joe was way prettier than that guy.
He couldn't get her.
No way.
No, I thought the same thing.
I like when she tried to spit the chew out and it just kind of
Drew it up her face. You know.
So, meanwhile, Ash is still fighting possession, and I'm gonna need help at the end here.
He's still fighting possession, and they show up. They throw him in the basement. Henrietta comes up out of the basement.
This is the
Which is her
archaeologist's
mom.
wife and
Yeah.
father.
This is Ted Raimi in really heavy latex makeup.
It
Yeah.
is Ted Raimi to the
Yeah.
T.
Battle ensues. Meanwhile, Ash chants incantations from the Book of the Dead, and a vortex/portal appears, sending Ash with his Oldsmobile Delta 88 to the year 1300 AD when
Where
the Book
Sam
of the Dead
Raimi
was written.
declares him, "Hail he who fell from the sky."
Yes.
So,
And Ash screams, "No!" as the camera pulls away.
but the movie forgets about that in Army of Darkness, conveniently.
What?
I don't know.
Does it show? Oh,
He becomes the bad guy when
he's
he
in
gets
the
there.
shopping cart,
So,
right?
much more...
Which part of
That's
when-
the end.
That's the very end when he's at S-Mart.
Much more convoluted, but still pretty simple premise. Cabin in the woods.
Yeah. But this movie takes 7 minutes for Ash to be possessed and his girlfriend to be dead. It takes no time.
Yeah, I mean, it immediately gets into it. And I was like, what, we're going to watch Ash be possessed this whole time? I mean, I've seen the movie before, but...
Well, I think we talked about it in the first one. Are we supposed to forget about Evil Dead 1?
Yes.
Yeah, because he literally takes Linda, his girlfriend from the last movie.
Well, I was trying to get a feel for, did he remember this somehow? Because she says something about this place, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, it's pretty rough," or something like. He makes reference. He says something that makes me feel like he remembers.
In every review I've ever read of this movie, it claims he brings her back to the cabin.
Yes,
from part
they
1.
always say back to the cabin.
I see nothing that would suggest that this is him going back to somewhere he's been.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
I can see that because they made a new bridge to get there before it crashes out, and it still has the Panasonic recorder of Dr.
I thought they just had the idea that there's a bridge to get there, and they had a bigger budget for this film, and they just created a whole new bridge rather than the first bridge in the first one.
I think it's supposed to be the same cabin, though, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be a cabin in the woods.
From what I
But I mean, the same cabin from the first one, I think it's supposed to be.
From what I gathered
this cabin
from
didn't
the...
seem as big.
I know, in every
as the
photo, like at the
movie.
end, they showed it, it was like...
I'm talking on the inside.
I consider the
outside,
remake to be canon. I believe it's part of this timeline, and I think what that movie puts forward is that this cabin has seen a lot of shit. I think that's what it says. It says this cabin's seen a lot of people come in here and get the fuck kicked out of them.
Is this like Stephen King? There are other worlds than these?
I just think there are other things that have happened at this cabin. Ash is not the first or the last person to be at this cabin and have this shit he has to deal with.
Is the archaeologist the first person to bring this evil to the cabin? What is his name?
He might be the first one to discover what's been going on.
What's his name? Boykin?
I have no idea.
I don't know where the hell I got that name.
I only remember Henrietta, that's it.
So, right off the bat, we're getting... this gets right into it. Action like crazy. Shit's going down. I mean, he decapitates his girlfriend's head by
brutal
a shovel. Within 8 minutes.
Wait, it's the same exact shot of his girlfriend. It's not the same exact shot because it's a different actress, but it's the same exact shot of her jumping in the sky, lunging at him, and he takes the shovel and schwacks her head right
Beautiful
off.
Shot, though, with the white nightgown with the black knight behind her as she's like leaving.
The camera effects go bananas immediately.
Yes.
Like Sam Raimi is doing shit with the camera.
Also,
right off the bat.
I think I texted John about this.
Well, I know nobody texts me about this, so
I forgot the absolute ass kicking that Sam Raimi puts.
And I see what's going on here.
We're colluding.
Just so you know.
We're colluding against you.
I know.
I
don't think the Russians are involved, but I know there is some colluding going on.
Russians aren't involved in anything, remember?
Now enjoy your Russian beer that I got you right there.
That is like, if there was a sickle and a hammer.
Oh wait, there's a crescent moon. That's even worse.
Yep, drink up.
So
you are right. He gets his head bashed into like walls. Goes through a car crash.
Out of him. And
is he fighting the head?
Have either
gets bit on the hand by a moving head? Yeah.
John, you had the book. I don't know if you can find it. That If Chins Could Kill, Bruce Campbell's autobiography.
He puts himself through a lot of stuff.
Well, his stories of the friendship between him and the Raimis, it's absolutely hysterical to read, and I can see Raimi just being maniacal, just be going, "We're gonna need you to do this now."
They were both goofballs the entire time.
Absolutely.
Throughout the making of this movie.
But man, he gets the shit kicked out of him.
Like, to start the movie off, after he cuts his girlfriend's head off, he ends up getting chased or something, and then he runs into a tree and he collapses into the.
Well, he gets
shot out of the house.
Yeah. He gets into his car. He tries to drive away, but then crashes the car.
That's after the bridge.
Is that after?
Yeah. He lands in a puddle. He wakes up possessed. The sun comes up. He's fine then, but then he takes a nap. Yeah. And then he wakes up, tries to leave because the house has eyes, apparently.
That's the two windows.
The whole everything is like alive. Everything. With the woods and the house and this one.
Very poltergeist. Things are just floating, moving.
So he tries to drive away. The bridge is out, and then something that's just the camera chases him around for a while. So he drives through the woods. It goes day-night. And he wrecks into a
I
tree
do love
stump.
like the moon night shots.
Yeah.
Everything is so fake looking, honestly,
Yeah.
in these movies.
He hits a tree stump, goes through the window, and crashes into another tree. Gets up and takes off running. So he goes through some serious shit.
Well, I like he flips himself.
Right.
When his hand comes possessed,
Yeah.
before he cuts it off, like he's doing like, it looks good for like a man
Yeah.
like his hand is out to get him, and he plays it off pretty well, I would say.
I feel like Jim Carrey always gets brought up as the person who's the
Ooh.
physical comedy, but Bruce Campbell's no slouch.
I mean, I know this is known already, but they wanted this to be like a Three Stooges thing. Even the way he throws punches
see
in
that.
this one and in the first one, when he's punching Linda, he's like winding way up and swinging down.
You gotta rain the hammer fist down.
So he goes back to the cabin, and we meet the archaeologist's daughter, and some blonde guy that
She's
lasts
some rich
no
girl.
time.
The archaeologist's daughter, her haircut totally reminded me of the mother in Friday the 13th Part 7.
Ugh.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very helmet looking.
Yeah, and got those bangs.
And those tucked in those shorts and the socks, very 80s.
So it's just a
Were they
short
both
scene.
80?
This is 87.
87?
Yeah.
They both were 87.
Yep.
Yeah. That's another reason today.
Crazy.
So we go back, and Ash is sort of sitting in a chair, hallucinating a little bit.
Is the deer talking to him?
Not yet. He looks out the window. His girlfriend is out there, banging his head off the wall, and then her head just falls the fuck off, which is whoa. I like that, the sound it makes, like a
Is this the
snapping
claymation
sound.
when she's dancing around?
No, that's when she jumps into nothing. Like her headless body's dancing and it jumps into nothing. She comes down, she's like grabbing him, pulling him through the window, and then she just leans back and her head just goes like off. Fucking creepy.
I didn't like the body when she comes, because he
It looks
buries
terrible.
her, and when she gets out of the grave and she's trying to find her head.
When it's claymation?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked rough.
That's rough. I really enjoyed the scene. I think it's around this time where Ash is looking at himself in the mirror, and the mirror image comes alive.
Grabs him, starts
It's
talking
very
to him.
good, and then it just disappears, and he's kind of looking around like, did that just happen?
Right about now, his girlfriend's head falls out of the ceiling and starts biting him. And
Has his hand got possessed yet?
no.
Okay.
He
good.
it bites him, he takes it out to the woodshed and puts it in clamps. He goes to cut it with a chainsaw, but the body comes in with the chainsaw.
That's
They
rough
did that.
looking.
They did that by putting a mannequin with a real chainsaw on a skateboard and shoving it through the door. It comes in and immediately hits itself in the neck with a chainsaw. So he cuts his girlfriend's head with the chainsaw, goes inside, and his hand becomes ass. Right?
Now, how does his hand become possessed?
He got bit by that head.
Yeah, he did.
That's my explanation. It's not necessarily what happened.
I guess. I mean, I can let it fly.
If you get stabbed by a pencil and get
Yeah, if you get
possessed,
stabbed by a pencil with no
Bodily
transfer of
fluids.
bodily fluids at all, you still got
yeah.
demon possession. So, if you're in the woods, you're open, I guess.
Yeah.
Because what's his name just becomes possessed, and we don't even know why.
The one blonde guy in this one gets thrown into a wall, and that makes him
And he's
possessed.
possessed. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What's
Yeah.
his name? I don't know his name.
Blonde. I don't know.
I didn't write it down. I don't know if
I
he had
got
a name.
red. I got redneck.
Yeah,
and
I don't have Redneck's name or the blonde guy.
No,
He looks
I
like
just have redneck.
The blonde hair
for-
guy, he looks like a Jeffrey. Call me Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Well, this is when we meet the Rednecks. They're closing the road down, and
Poor man's Gary Sinise. He looks like a chubby Gary Sinise.
I thought he looked like Jay Moore.
And his girlfriend was way too hot for him. That's all
Way
I'm saying.
too hot. Yeah, this guy was missing both his like vampire fang teeth.
You can tell his teeth were not real.
Not real, but that's what they portrayed it like a normal West Virginian, I guess, from 1980.
Takes place in Tennessee. Well, it's supposed to.
Well, Tennessee, West Virginia.
Appalachia.
They're the
Those people
same,
marry their
yeah.
cousins. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna throw a fact at you. West Virginia is one of the lower percentages of inbreed and marriages within the family. However,
Pennsylvania.
Tennessee,
Oh.
Kentucky, they're up there. So you're right.
I'm half right.
You're half right.
Okay. Well, that's better than no right.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think West Virginia gets that reputation
Why
because
do you know
of,
that? Did you try to marry your cousin at one time?
Right, I'm like, well, is Pennsylvania, is that normal?
Is that normal?
I think
Am I
we,
going to be in the percentile? That's okay.
I think it's like also just crap you hear growing up in Pennsylvania because West Virginia is right to our south. And we
Mhm.
have rivalries with their university's football team.
Okay, so Ash's hand is possessed and he lops it off.
There's not a lot to these movies. We can wrap these up in like 15 minutes. Honestly,
We only
about
talk
them.
like 10 minutes about Evil Dead 1.
But we talk a lot about things that are going on, and that's topical.
Talk a lot about things that people don't care about.
It doesn't matter. We do what we want. This is our show. If people
Hey,
want to listen
Toronto.
to it, they'll
Fuck you,
listen. If they
Toronto.
don't, then fuck them. But try to listen.
Don't, not fuck you unless you don't listen, then fuck you, but you're not going to get this message if that's
Exactly.
the case. He cuts it off.
Wait, there's a
Now,
book
Did we
that
get
is
that
seen at this
full-
point.
Did we get a
A
full
farewell to
stretch?
arms, which I thought was clever.
Oh, wait. First he bashes himself over the head with a bunch of plates and throws
Oh, that's
himself
rough.
around and picks himself,
Literally flips himself by his hair.
himself over, and then he cuts off his hand. And then he puts the farewell to arms on top of the garbage can.
Farewell to arms. I thought it was clever when they chopped off his
Yeah.
hand.
It's pretty funny. His hand gets loose, so he gets a shotgun, and this is the very comical section of the movie.
Very Tom and Jerry with the hand sticking through that hole in the wall. Like that
Yeah,
mouse hole.
it's flipping him off. It's getting stuck in a mouse trap. It's
I love
just-
when he
did this
laughs.
later. What movie did we? Was it like Return of the Living Dead 2 that had that hand
yeah,
or something?
Same
part.
thing.
Same exact thing.
That's part one when they're chopping the body up and it comes alive.
no, part 2, the hand has a mind of
It's
its own.
on like the truck when they're driving, and then
Ah,
it
yeah,
flips
yeah,
them
yeah.
off. The part 2 was not good.
Uh-uh.
We're only covering really good movies this year.
Hey,
right?
Zane,
That's not true.
That's not true. 'Cause
We're covering
these two
all
movies.
sorts of movies. These movies we remember as really good, and they just happen to be not as good as we were adults. But they're still much better than like Rest Stop and
Jesus Christ.
Shockma,
Basically,
And-
It's better than Shockma.
Halloween Resurrection. I mean, there's a list of movies that are way worse than this. Open Water.
Every time I go on Facebook, Daniel's fucking watching Shockma again.
Oh no.
Why, Daniel? Don't ever watch Shockma again. Watch Primal Force.
It's
that
either
one's
that
way
or
better.
Primal Force all the time with him. He loves his fucking monkey movies.
What's Congo? That's not that much better, but still.
One day, Daniel should come to Pennsylvania and
Yeah.
do one show with us.
Get the hell down here, man.
One
Where's he live?
time.
New York.
Ah, it's a short drive.
The walls are gushing blood. And then Ash falls backwards into a chair, and that's when the house starts laughing at him. Everything.
The deer, too.
The deer, the lamp, the bookshelf.
The lamp laughs at him.
Yeah, he goes
Does
up
it
and
get
down with
teeth?
the lamp. No, everything just
Does
starts
it have
moving.
a mouth?
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Then how does it make noise?
Magic.
I'm really confused on what you're saying over
Did
there.
you watch the same movie I watched?
I did. I saw the deer. Its mouth moved.
He goes like this with the lamp. The lamp goes up and down with him, and then they both start going crazy laughing.
Are
He
you
loses
sure it
it.
wasn't the deer in the background laughing while the lamp was
This is
making
where
the
this is
noise?
where he just absolutely goes insane.
Yeah, it's
Starts laughing.
insane. He goes insane. The house
He
is
cracked.
crazy.
Okay, so then the two rednecks and the two scientist people, they
Both
come to the
scientists.
door, and he shoots to the door and hits one of them, I think, in the shoulder.
The
He hits
Bobby Joe.
Joe.
Yeah.
With the most minor wound possible. She's
Yeah, she's
literally
just
just
like,
holding
"I'm
her arm.
fine."
I'm fine. I think I'll live.
Yeah.
But everyone's pissed at him.
Yeah, so they all fight
They
him.
beat the hell out of him.
And then they
Poor
throw him
guy's
in the
been through it.
basement.
Redneck gives him a kick right to the face, and he rolls down the stairs, lands on the hard floor. More shit happening to Bruce Campbell.
This is when Henrietta wakes up.
Someone's down there. They go and play some more of the tape.
Mhm.
And it says
and
that
Henrietta wakes up.
my wife has been...
I buried her in the fruit cellar.
She got consumed by the demon, and I buried her in the fruit cellar, and that's where she lay.
So he's in the basement. Henrietta pops up. They let him out, and Henrietta throws blonde guy, unnamed blonde guy, into the wall, where that's the last time he's alive.
And he dies from that, or
Yeah.
he becomes a demon.
Henrietta slash Ted Raimi.
Yeah, Ted Raimi.
You can
Yeah.
definitely tell.
They when she's flying around on the ceiling, they have him hung up, and you can see where the suit is starting to come off.
Come up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
No, if I had to listen to that fucking nursery rhyme one more time.
We're gonna get you not another peep. Time to go to sleep. That one.
No,
The one that the girl was
Mockingbird.
singing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Henrietta is trapped in the basement again, and then this is when the interdimensional thing, I guess the archaeologist comes back and warns them all they need to get away.
Yeah, it's basically a hologram
Mm.
of some sort.
There's a lot of weird camera shots, like at their feet, and it's panning around this
It
circle.
zooms all over the room.
It's so weird for like a minute. It just keeps shooting at these people at weird angles.
And he says, "Help me, Bruce Campbell. You're my only hope."
Right.
Who says that?
The hologram.
You've got to come with me if you
Oh,
want
that's
to be a
the old
Jedi.
man's voice, right?
Wait, is that what he says? You need to come with me to Alderaan if you want to be a Jedi like your father.
I can't go to Alderaan.
That's right.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Star Wars.
I got crops to go water.
Yeah, moisture crops.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Tatooine.
Yeah,
I do love
Tatooine.
that. Gives him the most powerful weapon in the solar
He
system.
points it
First
right
thing
in
he
his
does is point
face.
it in his face. Cobra has no idea what we're
The
talking
Death
about.
Star.
No, the lightsaber.
Lightsaber.
He picks it
Who
up.
does? Luke or
Obi-Wan hands it to
Anakin?
Luke. Luke goes, huh.
Points to his face.
It's like picking up a pistol and being like, oh, that's interesting. What goes
Blast
in
it.
there?
You seen Rogue One?
Yeah, it is.
I like
I've
it better.
seen no Star Wars except Return of the Jedi.
But how do you know what Tatooine is and what Alderaan
From like
is?
Weird Al songs and that
Good point, good
at
point.
the Star Wars Cantina, the weirdest creatures you've ever seen.
Okay.
Woo.
Wow. Rogue One's worth it. It got bad reviews, but I like it.
I liked it too.
You both like a lot of bad movies, from what I know.
I don't like it as present.
No! No! No, 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 no! Stop right there.
The Meatloaf
We had
song.
we had
Stop right
2
there.
hours to talk about our political stuff.
So let's get back to Evil Dead 2.
Alright, so, after the hologram shows up, Bobby Joe gets scared by
So,
Ash's hand and runs into the woods.
The hologram tells they need to recite more from the newfound pages, correct?
Yeah, and that'll
Which
close.
are in the basement right now, right? With Henrietta.
And
Not yet.
No,
They don't get swept
they're
away
still,
yet?
They're still in the
Not
glass
yet.
case. She put it down, I think, when they got in the house.
Yeah, Bobby
They don't-
Joe runs out in the woods and basically they're like, let's do the tree rape scene without the rape.
Yeah.
Yeah, they literally
Shut
did
it
the
down.
exact same thing. I
Yep.
was like, "Where's this boob at?"
It's
no
more.
boob.
It's they show it more like suffocating her, or it's more.
It crashes into a tree and
Yeah.
kills her, yeah. And then that's when they open up the glass right after that. Because they do the cool shot where she runs into the tree and it cuts to the glass breaking.
Yeah.
And
The redneck goes outside.
the
here,
redneck
right?
wants Bobby Joe. They won't go with him. And she's like, look, we need to recite these passages and get this shit to go away. And he's like, oh, that mumbo jumbo bullshit, and throws them in the cellar. And then forces them outside where he has no plan. And then the trees attack him. At the same time, Ash turns into a
monster.
monster.
Family opera, kinda. is
Picks
what I
him
like to
up
call
like
it.
in WWE and throws him into a
He's
tree.
like-
So he chases her through the house. She picks up the weird looking knife.
It's
and
not as cool looking
No.
No.
as it was in the first one.
And stabs the redneck, thinking it's Ash, right in the chest.
I have an issue with how fast Ash is possessed and not possessed. No one. Once everyone else is possessed, they're possessed. But Ash
This
is like.
doesn't make
Yeah,
any
why
sense.
does this change?
It's
Why
like back
is he
and forth
allowed to
so
be
quick.
like?
Because he has
'Cause-
good in him.
Is that what it is?
I would
Oh.
assume.
A lot of people have good.
Because he picks up that necklace and it changes him back.
Yeah, you like. Well, that's the necklace he gave to Linda at the beginning,
Mm.
which is. Come on.
Does that have all the power?
It's a magnifying glass necklace.
It's cheap as
It's
shit.
like a monocle.
But it comes back.
The
in-
Monopoly guy.
Yeah.
It's in
Yes.
part 1, it's in part 2, and
Yeah.
it comes back in the remake.
But I had a
Is that
problem with
an
how
homage,
fast.
huh?
They have a ton. The cars in it, the Michigan State T-shirts
You
in
know
it,
what
everything.
is in it also?
Mm.
The nail guns.
Boobs. That isn't good.
No,
There's no boobs. The girl's on drugs. So it's like trying to take it serious, which is a bad move.
no.
But we'll get there.
Will we?
Yeah.
Fine.
Sorry, that was my problem with Ash.
I want
He's-
to watch Vampires.
he's too-
John Carpenter's Vampires.
We'll
here
get
soon.
we'll get there too.
I need to
Okay.
get John Carpenter movies. You want to watch Vampires?
We've seen
Or
everything
Videodrome
else.
again.
What about Ghost of Mars? Videodrome's not Carpenter.
No, but
I'm so fuck. Okay.
I do it to irritate Ben.
I see.
You're not irritate me or irritate John.
You're confusing me.
It was James Woods movies.
Yes. Okay. Okay. He turns back, and then they decide they're gonna read the passages. Meanwhile, Redneck gets eaten alive by Henrietta,
like eaten alive.
like ripped to shreds.
Gets
so-
pulled under.
He has to go
Is
down
that
and
where
get
the
the pages.
blood goes flying?
Yeah.
He has to, yeah, and he has to fix the pages. So he goes downstairs, and one of the pipes.
That's
bursts
what I
right
want to
in his
ask
face.
too. Henrietta downstairs gets Redneck's body and just disintegrates it into
And then with Ash,
fleshy
she
blood.
doesn't do
Yeah,
that.
she bites Ash and she could just disintegrate him, and she gets smacked on the head
Disintegrate
and
him?
dies. Disintegrate him.
You said disintegrate.
Well, disintegrate.
He's trying to say
He
incinerate
could've,
and disintegrate.
Yeah, it's
could've,
kind of a new thing.
Yeah.
He could have pulled
I'm bringing new words to Webster.
He could've
if he's
pulled a-
listening.
He could have pulled a Friday the 13th part 4.
Are you listening, Daniel Webster?
Daniel Webster. I was
The
talking
devil
about
and Daniel.
Webster
That's
from
right.
that
He's
show.
by the devil. That's why I went with him.
Do you know why that was written?
I don't know.
Because he cut a deal with the South.
It's always political with you, isn't it?
That's history.
I'm history.
They wrote the devil and Daniel Webster. 'cause
People
he sold out
will
his party.
remember Cobra.
So
That's right.
he could have pulled the Friday the 13th part 4 when he goes in the basement and gets attacked. He's killing me. He's killing me.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't eat one of them.
Okay, it's fine, buddy.
You're not allowed any.
Did you just criticize your dad stuffing his face?
Says the guy who brings me 4 Reese's cups a day to eat.
Like,
Isn't that funny? How
Yeah, it's-
critical kids are.
Yeah, they do the exact same
They're
shit, but
so
they're like, you
mean.
can't do that.
They're mean as fuck.
Okay, so Ash gets the pages and brings them up, and Henrietta follows them up or comes out, and they cut her up. She makes monkey sounds while turning into claymation.
It's bad.
Her neck becomes elongated, and she gets a weird, ghouly looking face. It's like it was probably a popular Halloween costume face in the early '80s, maybe late
Yeah,
'80s.
Could be. And also, this is when Ash puts a chainsaw on his stump.
I like the quick cut scene with building the chainsaw.
Yeah, I thought those cuts were good.
It was really good.
There are a lot of good things to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
What a bad thing.
There was, watching him punch a puppet, what's making monkey sounds, wasn't that great.
I'm gonna be honest right now and say I wish we wouldn't have came back to this series because it tarnishes it from what I thought
Not
it was
right,
when
yeah,
I
not
was
right.
younger.
Just leave it alone, yeah.
We should have never. We should have just remembered it as 8 in our minds and been like, "Those were great. Those movies were
It's
great."
kind of funny because the excuse with remakes is, well, you can always go back to the original. And in this case, it's like,
You don't want to do that.
we did go back to the original.
And we're like, yeah,
it's not what I remembered.
it's not. It is completely different.
So they're reciting the passages, and a monster comes flying through the door.
Is that a tree monster?
Looks like a tree monster.
What the hell is
It looks
it?
like a tree monster. It looks
got
like
eyes.
it's Hellraiser-ish. It
What
looks
I
like
liked
it's
was
Poltergeist. It's like
The
ugh.
flowers
Very
died.
foam.
The flowers died, and Ash got a streak of gray in his hair.
Yes.
That was fucking cool.
Was it like Friday the 13th?
No, it's exactly
Or
what he
Nightmare
looks.
on Elm Street?
It's
Yeah,
exactly
she gets-
no. It's exactly what he looks like now.
Yeah.
It's all gray like wings. Set.
But the flowers died behind him too. I thought that was a really
Have you seen
pretty
recent
sweet
pictures
effect.
of Bruce Campbell?
No.
He's a freaking spitting image of Mitt Romney.
Oh no.
Oh,
It's like-
man.
I mean, it is uncanny.
Mitt Romney, he's cool.
I didn't ask. I was just comparing what he looked like.
Well, you
He
brought a
doesn't
politician
look
in
cool. He doesn't look cool. End of discussion. Ash is grabbed by the tree monster after the woman starts reciting the stuff.
Yeah.
And gets stabbed in the back by Ash's hand.
Well,
So-
the woman does.
Yeah, the woman does. She's reciting it, gets
So
stabbed.
she doesn't get the full message out.
By the fake thing
She
hand.
does, but she
Is
doesn't
it thing
close
or
the
it?
portal.
It is the hand, right? Thing
hand-
is the hair? Or is it the other way around?
What?
From the Addams Family.
Thing
No.
is the hand.
Thing's the hand.
Thing is the
It's
hand and it is
Cousin
the
it is the thing with the
hair.
Yeah.
Okay. Thing and head.
Well, this monster's about to eat Ash, but he gets the chainsaw up in its eye, and meanwhile the woman manages to get out the last parts of the resuscitation.
Well, thank God she
Resuscitation.
did.
Resuscitation.
Thank God she did.
She opened the portal, but she couldn't stay alive long enough to close
It's
it.
very
Well,
Monster
we didn't
Squad
need her to
looking.
Mm.
Portal.
I was going to say the
Yeah.
same thing where she was chanting these
Yeah.
things at the end and the portal came out. I was going to say that is very Monster Squad. I will agree with you there.
So they go. He gets sent through time, which is some weird effects.
1300. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's bad.
Does it say 1300?
Yeah.
Did I
They mentioned
miss-
like the year 1300.
I must have gave up this
Earlier
morning when
in
I
the-
was like,
Yeah, they
Earlier in
mentioned
the movie, they were looking at the book.
and it says it was written in like 1300
Yeah,
or something.
There's a
weird.
picture of him with a chainsaw.
Yeah, he's he's supposed to be basically the prophecy that's supposed to. He's Luke Skywalker or Anakin, whichever one you want. He's gonna bring peace.
I want Luke probably. I'm an old school kind of guy.
He's gonna bring peace to the galaxy.
Were the old ones better than the new ones?
Yes.
Yeah,
The two new ones are
And-
pretty good though.
yeah. I really liked Rogue One. Oh, go on.
Okay.
Empire Strikes Back is that I've heard that's the best one out of all of them.
It is.
Okay.
So
See, Return of the Jedi is the one I like the most. That's the one I saw most.
it's better than the prequels.
It has the Ewoks and Jabba. It's not that good though.
It's a convoluted plot, but if this was a Star Wars thing, we'd get into it. It's way
I
complicated.
like the fight between Luke and the Jedi. Luke and Vader at the end of Jedi. That's still my favorite lightsaber battle.
It's pretty good.
My favorite.
Second one's pretty
When
good.
Luke gets like pissed off though.
Yeah.
Spaceballs when they become.
My Schwartz
Well,
is
my
as big
Schwartz.
as yours.
So Ash is in the 1300s.
Do you have somewhere to be?
No, I just. What
You're
the?
the one who said you had somewhere to be.
He's in 1300s AD, and a monster comes at him, and he slices his head off.
He shoots it with a shotgun.
Okay.
And they're like, "This is the god we wanted from the heavens."
Yeah, Sam Raimi's
Sam
like,
Raimi.
yeah.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay.
The bat flying thing that he shot, the Deadite.
Did it look alright?
No.
It looks very much
did
like
not.
when what's his face, William Catt in the original House, and he goes through the medicine cabinet window, and like he's rappelling down, and something flies at him. It looks just like it.
Houses. I used to love it as a kid, but that again would never hold up.
Yeah, do not. Oh my god.
And House 2. Oh.
I like
But
House
does
2.
this hold up?
Bill Maher's in House
Yes.
2.
Segway.
Does it?
Does it, Ben? Does it hold up?
I liked it slightly, I liked Evil Dead 1 slightly more than this one. I thought they
Try harder.
Again, the shots are great in this one. I love the sound design and the editing. And I like Bruce Campbell, and he's becoming the Bruce Campbell in the Ash that we know. But there's way too much stop motion. It looked like a Ray Harryhausen film. It looked like I was watching like an old Saturday morning Jason and the Argonauts.
Yeah.
If you thought this one
So
looked Ray
much like-
Harryhausen.
Yeah, I'm really worried about
Army of Darkness is
Because
Ray Harryhausen.
yeah, you get the actual skeletons.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to just think I just prefer a regular 80s slasher than these
You're a lot
supernatural.
better.
And I think it's awesome. Maybe not awesome, but I think it's bold to, at this time period when it's like the height of slasher films, to still do these like supernatural, but they don't work for me. And I probably give it a 5.5 out of 10.
Alright, Cobra.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5. It's still good. I wasn't like bored at any point when I was watching it, but it was
There's
just
a lot going on.
a lot. Yeah, there's a lot happening, and you're like, well, you just take it for what it's worth, I guess.
Yeah,
Just watch it, and you can enjoy it. But if you're like breaking it down, there's a lot of things wrong with it too.
I understand these movies, like, you can't really try to be serious about it where it's like, excuse me, there's like demon possession and
But
this and that. Like, it's not supposed to be
When
serious.
I compare it
but
to movies that I watched, like Abattoir in the past year, and like,
Abattoir?
have you seen Abattoir or Abattoir?
Avatar?
No,
No.
Abattoir.
What?
No.
It's this horror movie where this ghost guy goes around, like, where these people die in these houses. He goes and buys these houses, and he strips the room where they died, and he's building this mansion of ghosts in the woods. It was so retarded and stupid.
I use that word.
Fine.
This is better than most of the movies I've
well,
been
yeah.
watching
Okay.
recently. Like, the newer movies they put out are still way worse than this.
Because
Like-
they use CGI.
CGI's terrible. It is.
Well, I
For
can't
the
say
most
anything
part, it's
because
terrible.
I'm
It just
probably
depends on
going to
how they
talk
use it.
And I told you to watch The Autopsy of Jane Doe. I really like that movie. You did not like that movie.
Right.
I haven't seen it.
Once I realized the twist, I'm not going to reveal it here, but once I figured it out, I'm like,
But how did you realize it so soon? I mean, like...
some of the injuries that she had,
Okay,
would
I didn't know that
indicate-
you were...
I'm not. I've just seen a bunch of Hollywood movies about that shit.
I'm gonna kick you in the head.
That
and
won't
tell you-
change what happened.
It may change if I construe your memory of it.
Well,
You'd be
then,
like,
yeah,
well, I
you
don't know
can
what
change it
happened
to
in that
whatever
movie.
you
It was
want.
Great.
So, John, what did you think of
I gave it a 7.
7?
Used to be in my top 10, kind of fell out. I don't mind the stop motion shit. I think it adds to the goofiness. This is a movie that I can watch with this maniac.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of gore in it, but it's still
it's kind of
It's
goofy.
kid humor.
It's brain
Or
dead,
kid horror.
or Dead Alive-ish before
I
it
asked-
was, but not as...
I asked my
graphic.
aunt for Christmas to get me a Friday the 13th movie back in like the 90s. And she went to the horror section and I guess couldn't find one, so
she
she
got
got
yours.
me Evil Dead 2, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I put it in, and I remember laughing at a young age. I thought it was really, really funny, and it kind of softened my thoughts on horror movies where, like, I was really afraid of them when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, if they're like this, then it's not that bad. So this movie kind of got me into horror movies. That being said, there's some technical problems. I mean, yeah, their budget wasn't that huge, but
It's 3.6 million.
Okay,
1987.
so
That's
you
actually
know
a
what?
big budget.
There was no excuse.
And they used it all on the fucking
Yeah,
stop motion and the
they-
tree
Having the
movements.
monster make monkey noises when it's coming at him, and puppet scenes and stuff like that, it just wasn't that great. But it was good. I like you said, I like Ash coming into his own.
He's much more. Do you want to say confident in this?
Yeah, he wasn't a reluctant hero this time.
I forgot to mention swallow this.
Oh yeah.
I
He was
found
a
it-
one-line spitting
Yeah, I got
motherfucker.
that.
Yeah,
was
he
one of
had
the-
some one lines.
That was one of the things that I noticed was
I know.
one-liners are popping up, and he even had a when he puts the gun holster behind him, and he's got the one sleeve ripped off. Very Schwarzenegger Commando look.
Yeah.
Going forward.
He looked like a 80s hero.
Yeah.
So, and he would like badmouth the Deadites when they were coming at him,
Yeah.
like "Let's go" and all this other shit. So
Good stuff.
yeah, but it's just not as good as I remember because I'm not a kid. So that's it. If you want to get a hold of us, facebook.com/horrorcastings. We're on Twitter @horrorcastings, and you can email the show horrorcastings@gmail.com.
Thrill me.